So last year you saw me buy one of my all-time favourite cars, a Mitsubishi FTO. I got it back to the house and you guys witnessed me start it for the very first time. And then this happened. We K-swapped the FTO and put a 6-speed gearbox in. So the next part of the video, what you're going to see is an update of where we are to date. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I am super excited to share with you an update on the FTO. Now, when I released this video I was expecting to get a lot of hate, a lot of negativity towards what I was doing. However, what's been absolutely amazing is all the support you guys have given me on this build, because this build has never been done before. Putting a Honda K-Series engine into a Mitsubishi FTO has not been done as far as I'm aware. I'm not saying anywhere in the world, but as far as I can see, no one's ever done this. And this was very much going to be a trial and error. With that in mind, what I am concerned about, and I say concerned, what I am aware of, because it's never been done, I needed to utilize my abilities on fabrication, making stuff up, and what I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve, and how I was going to achieve it. Because again, for the Mitsubishi platform, there's not much parts available for the FTO in aftermarket support. So you'll see a lot of FTO owners making their own pipework, doing their own bits, making their own custom parts, which is fantastic. However, for the Honda K-Series, there is plenty of aftermarket support. Now, on my journey with this, doing this, we all know that the K-Series engine can take, on a stock engine, can take a substantial amount of brake horsepower on stock internals. And there's plenty of bolt-on parts available for that engine. A lot of those bolt-on parts have come from China. I'm not saying anything about manufacturers. Look, we've got to get stuff made and whatever else. I get it, I totally get it. But with this build, what I kind of had in mind was, if this didn't work, I didn't want to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on components. It wouldn't work, if that makes sense. So I have a budget like everyone else. You know, I'm a working man, I've got bills to pay, family. So I needed to make sure that this build was going to work within its realms of affordability and also making a dream happen. I've always wanted a Mitsubishi FTO that was turbocharged. And from the thumbnail, you know exactly where I'm going with this. And the whole point of doing the K24 was never to keep it stock. It was always to go for boosted power. And I think this chassis is great for what I want to do. I don't want to go crazy in the brake horsepower realm. I'm happy to go, make it a usable 350 to 450 brake horsepower in a front wheel drive car. I think that's an absolute fantastic package. And we're going to be going over why I'm using the parts I'm using. And we're going to try it, we're going to check the parts. There are some parts which are controversial. I know that. There's people who have said you can't use that parts, they leak, they're no good, but I want to see for myself. And I'm going to share it with you guys. I want to share you the good, the bad, and the ugly on this build. You will get the full breakdown on not only cost, but also you will get the full breakdown on whether the parts actually work. Facts. And if we need to get a better quality part, we'll get that better quality part and we'll compare the two. So if you want to stick around and see exactly what's going to go on and me be fully transparent with this build, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you enjoy these sort of videos, give it a thumbs up at the end. So let's get on with today's video. I've been waiting 2 months for this package to turn up. So we're going to get on with today's video and start setting up the FTO to be turbocharged. Let's go. So one of the main supports on the FTO is the bar which runs from the front part where the radiator sits to the subframe just there. Obviously, we've got no way of mounting the back mounting for the K-Swap. The FTO has 4 mountings in total. It has one on the gearbox, one on the engine, and then two that goes on this cradle. Now, as you can see, what I've done is just for pure mock-up purposes, I've cut the ends off the original cradle, and we've bent a tubular framework, so we're kind of building like a support frame. This is just a pure mock-up. Like I said, please don't hate on me for my fabrication skills, but this is again a mock-up just to show if it's going to work and also if it's going to be viable. And from what I can see, this is going to be absolutely perfect for what we need it to do. You've got the space between the sump where you can get the steel framework through. We can utilize the original mounting points on the front and on the back of the subframe. So this will be the third mounting point for the K-Swap for the FTO. This is going to be strong. What I've noticed before on some K-Swaps, they'll do a few mountings and then they start to vibrate and they start to have issues down the line. So I wanted to kind of try and avoid that if I could, just to see if we could get it to work, and we can definitely get it to work. It clears the gearbox and it clears the flywheel and it goes nice there, and it stabilizes the engine perfectly.
Came through flexing cause they know I got the sauce. Got the presence on me, I can't ever take it off. That's why I came country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Yeah, they can't get like me, rocking boots and white tee. Designer on my cuff link, something like a movie. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Artist out the ranch, I just told you that I'm about it. I might take offense if you tell me that you doubt it. That's just what it is, yeah, I'm known to make it rowdy. Then I'm for the fit, and I drive a wide body. Who you know, but like this, nobody. Can't go slow.
I have finished it, and I am no fabricator, but to say I am super pleased with this. This is amazing. Like, for me, this is what it's all about, having a go. But again, this is all trial and error, and I think this is the fun part for me. This is the part that I really enjoy, being able to fabricate something. Again, I'm no fabricator. I just give it a damn good go. It's come out better than what I expected, that's for sure. So again, this is going to work very similar to the original stabilizer bar which you had underneath, as I keep saying. But the difference is we're just going round. We're still using the mounting points on the original FTO. Again, Mitsubishi made it this way for a reason. So yeah, we've just built like almost like a strut brace style design all the way around. So I'm super pleased with that. That engine is not going anywhere. So up next is fitting the intercooler. I whipped the bumper off and quickly exposed what was behind the bumper. Now, as you can see here, we have the induction pipe for the airbox, which would have been originally to the original engine. It goes by the washer bottle and then up and into the engine bay. So as you can see, the intercooler is fitted and it looks phenomenal. This is a universal intercooler, which is a dual pass intercooler. The brackets that it came with, I was able to utilize for the top, and on the ones underneath, I was able to make my own support brackets. And here we are, just test fitting the bumper, just making sure the bumper fits, and if I need to modify the back of the bumper, which I didn't need to modify the back of the bumper. There is plenty of room behind the FTO bumper for an intercooler if you were going to turbo your car. So we've managed to get the intercooler in, and it fits really well. I've not had to modify the bumper at all. I've made my own brackets for underneath, and the two brackets that it came for are obviously top mounted, which go really well there. I've also utilised the old, or the original, plastic ducting on top, just so it sort of tidies it up a little bit. Obviously we're going to be redoing the whole engine bay, so I've just had a little bit of a clean up. I'm kind of at that stage now where I just want it done, if that makes sense. So I am jumping ahead and doing some bits here and doing some bits there, like I said, cleaning up some of the engine bay. So we're going to paint the engine bay, tidy it all up. As you can see, we've got the manifold on. Again, test fitting it, make sure everything works. Got loads of room in the engine bay. The next job is the cooling rad. I'm going to replace the AC rad as well. That's just tucked under there. They're not expensive. I'm going to replace it anyway. Like I said, I do plan to run AC on the car, so I want it to be a daily driver. So onto the cooling rad. I've given this a bit of a clean up. So I'm going to use the original fans, and I'm obviously on the Mitsubishi rad because we've got loads of room. So I'm going to test fit that, see what sort of room we get, because this is an up-rated radiator, cooling radiator, which works perfectly for our build. It looks to be a little bit thicker than the original one, so I'm going to take off the fans, mount them on, and then mount that into the car and see what sort of room we have left. As you can see, I'm just stripping off the old fans and putting them onto the new radiator. Bit of a pain to get off, and the fans didn't quite fit as nice as what I wanted them to fit. So let's have a quick update on the new upgraded radiator. As you can see, this one had saw better days. So with the build, like I said, it was good that we got a replacement bigger radiator, and it is definitely bigger, that's for sure. Now the fans didn't really fit very well. I did struggle to get them on. However, we've got them on. As you can see, it is a much wider radiator, which will hold a lot more coolant, which will help with the cooling, obviously with the build that we're doing. So it's kind of worked out pretty well. It was a tight fit, I'm not going to lie. It is sat a little bit proud. We'll check for clearance on the bonnet shortly. That's slightly high, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but we're going to check for clearance. I've got red silicone hoses for the FTO, which I brought a while back. Before I did the K-swap, I didn't know what I was going to do. Silicone hose is too big for there, and it's not going to fit there, so we can't use that. Plus, it's intruding in the throttle body, so the FTO top hose is not going to work. We've got the original Honda Accord genuine pipe, which is a bit smaller diameter. It does fit on, and as you can see, it does go in a different direction, but it's got this nice curve in it which will allow us for the throttle body to be missed, so that's good. Obviously it's a little bit too long, so we could trim this down and get that to fit, which I'm going to try that, and if that works, then I will probably order a set of silicone hoses for a Honda. Find what works, what doesn't, what FTO parts we can use, what Honda parts we can use, and this is all information for you guys, which I think is important. What I do like the fact of, I don't know if you can see down there, we've got a nice gap, which is perfect. So when you've got like a rad pack and you've got like the radiator, the aircon rad, an intercooler and some oil coolers and stuff, a lot of the times they're all bunched up together. What I like about this setup is you've got some gap between each radiator. Hopefully you can see that. So between the radiator and between the aircon radiator and between the intercooler, hopefully you can see that as well, we've got air gaps, which for me only means one thing, which is air can flow freer through, and we get it cool. In my opinion, I think it'll cool a lot better, so I'm pleased with that. Like I said, we've got enough space. Again, where the fans meet the radiator, we've got clearance, so again, hopefully you can see that we've got clearance with the fans, so that's good. So yeah, it is getting there. We are on track. So as you saw from the clips, we've got the intercooler fitted. We haven't had to do any bumper modification. It sits there beautifully. We've got plenty of space between the intercooler, the air condenser, the aircon condenser, and the actual new radiator, which you also saw me fit. We have got some new hardware which has turned up, fully zinc coated, which I'm super excited about, and we're going to redo this engine bay so you'll get the gist. We do have an inlet manifold fitted and on. I don't know if this is a genuine skunk manifold. It came with a skunk warranty or a skunk 2 warranty. I don't know. I don't care. We are going to run it anyway and see what happens. What we're doing with the build is we are going fly-by-wire. Here we have a genuine 74mm throttle body, which we're going to be fitting. I need an adapter plate for that, which I've got on order. And we're also going to be putting a fly-by-wire throttle pedal in. So we're going to be running a Bosch throttle body. I've taken the engine loom back off so we can concentrate on to mocking up what we have in this box down here. I've already opened it. I'll be honest with you, I was too excited. What we have here is a sidewinder manifold which fits a T3 or a T4 flange, and as you can see we've also got the external wastegate on there. Now 2 months I've been waiting for this. There's lots of controversy over Chinese parts, whether they work or not. We're going to find out, like I said. So we're now going to get this fitted onto the FTO, and we're going to offer the turbo up, which I already have, and I'm going to get into that one. I'm super excited for that. So let's get this manifold fitted onto the car. So that's the exhaust manifold fitted, and I am super happy with its location. The clearance we've got between the actual exhaust manifold and the bulkhead is pretty decent, and also it allows me to build a heat shield to cover the brake pipes and the water pipes for the heater matrix and the aircon stuff. So again, I needed this manifold in place before I could continue with piping and building stuff up. I've just quickly ran a vacuum pipe for the brake booster. Again, that will sit roughly about there away. So once that's in place, that'll work really well. Now we've got the manifold in place, I can start working out the water pipe and the water housing situation, and make sure we can get that all fitted up nicely. Again, everything's test fitted, guys, because this engine's coming back out once we know everything fits. That's on. It's a T3 or T4 flange. The quality isn't that bad. Again, I've got nothing to compare it to because this is the first one I've had. So what turbo did I get? That's what you're asking, or that's what you're thinking. And again, remember, this is a budget build, but it's also a test build to see if this works for future projects. This is for you guys who own FTOs. If this is something you want to do or something we offer in the future in the workshop here, is it going to work? I would also like to do a K20 swap in an FTO, which is more high revving than a K24. This has, I believe it has more top end, more mid-range power. It's a bit more torquier, and again we're going boosted, so it is what it is. But I'd like to do an FTO with a K20 engine in to see how that differs from this one. So turbo, shut up Gav, let's crack on. So I went with a Max Speeding Rods GT3076 model, and this turbo was not expensive for what it is, guys. If it works, if later on I feel the turbo is not up to standard, then we can upgrade the turbo. But Max Speeding Rods, I've always used their stuff like the AN pipe fitting kits and stuff like that. I've never had any issues, and this is an affordable turbo system. The reports I've got from this particular model online and the feedback I've had from other people who have fitted these turbos is actually quite surprising. So you may not like it, it may not be a Garrett, it may not be a Pulsar turbo, but as far as I'm concerned, it's going to get this car boosted and it's going to get it going up the road. These turbos are rated for about 500 brake horsepower. Again, I'm not going to go crazy. So I have got a wastegate as well, an external wastegate to test fit as well. But we'll see how we get on in this video. So let's get that turbo on here.
Can't fool flexing cause they know I got the sauce. Got the presence on me, I can't ever take it off. That's why I came country boy stepping. Yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping. Yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Yeah, they can't get like me. Rocking boots and white tee. Designer on my cuff link, something like a.
And just like that, guys, it is fitted on. The turbo is on, and yeah, turboed FTO. And I say it's very simple, but it's not. It's not been simple. We've had to put a completely different engine in it. And I know there's people out there who turbocharge the standard FTO engine, but from what I've been told and from what I've researched, they are quite limited. But anyway, there's no hate on the FTO engine at all. Love it. Think it's a great engine. But what I want from this car, unfortunately, it's not going to work. So hence why we've done this. Anyway. Slightly off camera, I have undone the 13mm nuts so we can play around with clocking the turbo inlet where we want it. And the reason why we needed to get this in place is because obviously we've got to fabricate the boost pipes down to the intercooler that we fitted. And also I can see now exactly where I can go with everything. This pipe will be modified, taken off and replaced again, hence why we needed to get the turbo fitted. But you can see where the wastegate's going to go as well, so I can get that on and see about getting that piped in and done. Guys, what do you think? Am I crazy? Am I stupid? Tell me, let me know in the comment box below. What would you do? How would you do it? But I think I'm approaching this in the correct way. Trial and error. So I think this is going to work. Obviously, now we can route the pipe work for the overfill tank for the cooling system, which will go to here. There's going to be a nipple here, and we can position that wherever we want it now. And again, everything was riding on this turbo. So obviously, we're not going to come across the top, but I'm going to take it away from there. Like so, and I'm probably going to turn that round to that position there. That's going to fit on there like so, and we're probably just going to end up running this and extending it or making a new pipe because it's only an overflow, and we're going to come round to there, somewhere there, turn this around so it's facing that way. Now the turbo's in place, we can have a play around with all the pipe work and plumb everything in, and then we can start the fun times with the electrics, building heat shields, all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, there you have it, guys, the start of the turbo build. I was hoping to get a bit more done. I'm still waiting on the fuel system to come in, but I've ordered the fuel rail, the pressure regulator, and some other bits and pieces. So there you have it, guys, a bit more progress on the FTO, boosted K-Swapped, let's say. I have been in touch as well with a special company regarding the exhaust system, what we're going to be doing, but that's going to be for a later video. So tons and tons of stuff going on in the background. I've had the wheels re-powder coated just to see how that's going to look. So as you can see, I had to custom make a bracket for this Jazz fly-by-wire or drive-by-wire throttle pedal, and I was really pleased with the outcome. So the pedal box is back in, and as you can see, that is exactly where the original pedal would have been, and now the FTO has a drive-by-wire or fly-by-wire, whatever you want to call it, pedal installed. I may have to put a pedal stop. I'll do that once I get the car off the ramp, but we've also got the Bosch 74mm throttle body fitted, so let's go and have a quick look at that. So we have the Bosch throttle body 74mm fitted, I did have to wait for an adapter plate to come. Yeah, I mean, look, it works, it is what it is. I don't know if my ADHD is playing with me or not, but yeah. And as you can see, we've already started mocking up the boost pipes, and we're going to look at the boost pipe situation now. So as you can see, that's our dual pass intercooler, and the reason why I've gone for that is because it enables the air to go through twice, which means it gets cooled down twice. So anyway, it's a universal intercooler, and it seems to work pretty well. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but it's almost like Mitsubishi knew we were going to be doing some turbo fun stuff to their cars, and they already made a provision. Obviously, that was where the air intake box induction kit went. You can see that fits lovely there. We will be making some brackets which we'll go through. Obviously, again, everything needs to be mocked up and tested before it's physically put into place permanently. So as you can see just there, we need a 90-degree coupler, and obviously we will be flaring those ends to make them like that, so the boost pipes have no opportunity of popping off. That's the intake side taken care of. I've ordered a reducer. That's a 2-inch, and we need it into a 2.5 inch from the turbo. That's on the way. That will be coming from the turbo down across here, and then straight into the top pipe just there. So I was going to try and utilize the original air intake. It's going to be too many bends, basically. I think we're going to try it that way first and see how it looks. On the FTO, you do have a bracket here for the airbox. Cut that off. You don't need it. It's in the way. We'll be painting the chassis legs anyway, so make it look super clean. So yeah. So this is the first revision of the boost pipe setup. I'm not 100% certain that this is how it's going to be. At the end of the day, we've got to work with the space we've got and what's available to us. Like I said, we've got a new adapter plate coming. That's on its way. I haven't put the clamps on these, as you can see, so we've still got to clamp them down. I've got a 45-degree angle. That's obviously a 90. I've got a 45-degree, which could take it over this way, but I did want to leave over there free. There's going to be lots of twists and turns. Unfortunately, I can't get away from that. I was hoping to try and get away with that. I might still try and get it through, run that one through that hole, but ultimately that will be it for today's video. Okay guys, I couldn't end the video without just trying the other way. My curiosity got the better of me. I actually prefer this setup. I didn't think I could get it through the original hole for the induction pipe into the air filter, but I can. It gives me more room down here. It allows the gear shifter to move freely without me worrying about it hitting pipes. Yeah, I feel that looks a lot better of a setup. Let me know in the comment box below, guys. Did you like the first revision, or do you prefer the second revision? I prefer the second. Obviously we've got to get the clamps on, and we can do hard pipes in the future. Look, we've got to make it work. I really like that setup. Obviously over here, this is the charging loom from the Honda. That'll all get sorted, and this won't be here. This will all be tidy. It'll look nice. But what do you think? Do you think this is the right way forward? Let me know in the comment box below, guys. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support I've been getting on the channel. We have absolutely smashed it. The last video, the Golf R32, I said I wanted to get over 300 subscribers. We are now close to 500 subscribers, and that was only a week ago. So I just want to say a massive thank you for all of you who have supported the channel. new subscribers, old subscribers. Yeah, your support absolutely means the world to me. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up here in this video in the FTO. The Golf R32, I've already started that, and that's going to be an interesting video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and also switch those notifications on so you get notified when I upload a video. But for now, guys, I hope you're all well. Hope you're enjoying the summer. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed